they land, they can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off, it's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on top.
Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. He's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like Suzanne's blood.
Ryan Garcia is no stranger to high-stakes fights, but Rolly is turning up the heat on this one. Many boxing experts believe Garcia is facing a serious challenge, and Romero's latest remarks are only fueling the tension ahead of their potential showdown.
He's basically just wants to be a model. What did you mean by that?
Well, he didn't make weight for his last 4 title fights, and he didn't even try to make weight with Tank, so yeah, you're not chasing a belt. But we'll see.
Romero has never been one to stay quiet, and he's making it clear that he has no respect for Garcia as a fighter. He's questioning Garcia's commitment to boxing, claiming he cares more about his image than sharpening his skills. Romero also insists that Garcia hasn't made any real progress over the years, pointing to their past sparring sessions as evidence. According to him, Garcia still fights the same way he did years ago, showing little to no evolution in his technique.
Rolly, he just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight. You're just going to be a bump in the road.
He can think whatever he wants. He knows me too well, so.
Trash talk is a staple in boxing, but Romero's words seem aimed at getting deep under Garcia's skin. He's positioning himself as the aggressor, making it clear that if they meet in the ring, he plans to dominate. The build-up is generating serious buzz, with fans eager to see how Garcia responds, not just with words, but with his performance in the ring. With both fighters known for their explosive power, this potential showdown is shaping up to be a true grudge match with real stakes. Whether Garcia silences his critics or Romero backs up his bold talk, this fight is already one of the most heated matchups in boxing right now. Meanwhile, Regis Prograis isn't completely dismissing Romero's chances against Garcia in their scheduled fight next May at Times Square. The former 2-time light welterweight champion believes Romero's wild, unpredictable style could pose a challenge. However, some question whether Prograis is giving Romero too much credit. One of his key arguments is a 2018 sparring session where Romero found success against a much younger Garcia. But sparring isn't a real fight, and that session took place 7 years ago, when Garcia was just 19 and far less developed. Now, at 26, Garcia is stronger, faster, and far more experienced. The kind of pressure Romero applied back then would likely get him knocked out today, especially with Garcia's improved left hook and refined overall skill set.
Ryan Garcia would be an amazing fight, you know. Me and Ryan sparred way back when, you know. We sparred twice, and there's always it's gonna be. I mean, that fight will sell out. I know that fight will sell out. That's one.
Romero has had his share of struggles throughout his career, often looking average at best. Many believe he should have 2 more losses on his record due to controversial wins over Ismael Barroso and Jackson Mariñez. Against elite competition, his flaws have been exposed, most notably in his brutal knockout loss to Gervonta Davis. Compared to Garcia's past opponents, such as Oscar Duarte, Devin Haney, and Javier Fortuna, Romero would likely come up short against all of them. But of course, Rolly doesn't see it that way.
As a fighter, I started boxing. When I sparred him, I was only boxing for 3 years. Or like, no, 4 years at the time.
You didn't have a really deep amateur background,
I started
right?
boxing at 17.
Okay. And Ryan was a national, like a multinational
Yeah,
champ?
multinational. Started boxing like 5 or something. Damn, it took him that long to evolve somewhat. I'm very impressed. He still hasn't been champion though.
Fair enough.
And the only times that he's ever had the opportunity to be champion was with Gervonta, but instead of trying to sacrifice the extra pound and trying to make 135, he decided not to. And then with Devin, who we clearly know he didn't even try to.
Despite Prograis analysis, most experts view this fight as one-sided. Garcia has more experience, superior technique, and the power to end the fight early. Some even question why Romero was selected for such a high-profile main event when tougher opponents were available. Many believe Garcia could have taken on a much bigger challenge instead of Romero, who is widely seen as an unworthy opponent. However, Teofimo Lopez believes Garcia shouldn't take Romero lightly. While he expects Garcia to win, he isn't completely dismissing Romero's power. Teofimo knows firsthand that Romero can be dangerous, and if Garcia gets reckless, he could walk right into something big.
They're probably going to announce a lot of fights to be finalized. That's my opinion on that. However, I think that it's a great matchup. I think it's a good storyline for Rolly as well. And I think they're going to fight at 47.
Yeah. Rolly's a big dude. Obviously, he has that power. Ryan has that right hook.
Yep.
So who do you got?
I got Ryan. I got Ryan Garcia.
Why?
Yeah, I just think that from that fight and since then, he hasn't been fighting for that long of a period, and then being stopped the way he was. I think he might be changing trainers, or he might still be with Salas, but even then, but I think it's gonna be a great matchup. I think Ryan needs to be careful with Rolly's punching power, because Rolly still got power, man, and definitely could do something to Ryan with those shots.
Talk about the beautiful thing.
Lopez views this as a strategic fight for Garcia. After a year away from the ring, Garcia needs a tune-up, and despite his flaws, Romero is a recognizable name that helps sell the fight. However, the bigger picture is Garcia's planned showdown with Devin Haney in October, a fight that could be jeopardized by an upset loss to Romero. Despite acknowledging Romero's power, Teofimo doesn't see him as a serious threat. He notes that Romero hasn't fought since his brutal loss to Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz and has a history of struggling against solid competition. Romero was knocked out by both Pitbull and Gervonta Davis, and many believe he should have lost to Jackson Mariñez and Ismael Barroso. That track record is a big reason why fans aren't buying into his confidence heading into this fight.
Like I said, at the end of it, he at 140, I'm at 140, and I have the belt, you have to come get the belt, and that's a fight that everybody's been asking for forever, and all I know is that fight is the biggest fight in boxing right now, me and Ryan. And then the winner between me and Ryan gets Gervonta Davis. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it the old school way. Right?
Teofimo is confident that Garcia will take care of business, but he also knows that in boxing, anything can happen. If Garcia underestimates Romero's wild, unorthodox style, he could get caught. However, Lopez ultimately views Romero as nothing more than a stepping stone, a way for Garcia to shake off the rust, but not a real threat to his career. Not everyone, however, believes Romero has what it takes. Oscar de la Hoya is fully backing Ryan Garcia to defeat Romero on May 2nd. He insists Garcia is on a different level and will prove it in what he calls the most special night of boxing in the history of the sport.
Land, they can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off, it's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on.
Oscar sees this event as more than just a fight. It's a chance to make history, with New York's Times Square serving as the stage. De La Hoya envisions a throwback to boxing's golden era, when legends fought in outdoor arenas, and he's confident Ryan will rise to the occasion with an electrifying performance that captivates the world. While some question Romero's place in this fight, Oscar insists it's about keeping options open. He originally wanted Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz for the matchup, but since Cruz was already booked for another fight, Garcia took the next best available option. That doesn't mean a Garcia versus Pitbull showdown is off the table. If Ryan wins, Oscar hints that Cruz could be next, setting up yet another explosive fight in Garcia's future.
Keep your options open, and we presented the deal to Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz, and respectfully he turned it down because obviously he has a fight. He had a compromise already. He had a fight coming up already, which he had, and we respected that. So we're never counting out Isaac Cruz. He's an exciting fighter. I love watching him. And maybe next time, maybe after Ryan Garcia, if he wins against Rolly's, then maybe Cruz is next. So we're always trying to make the best fights possible, the most entertaining fights.
De La Hoya also gives credit to Devin Haney for agreeing to fight Ryan in October. He acknowledges that the fight is happening largely because of the massive payday, but he still respects Haney for stepping up. However, Oscar remains confident that Garcia is not only the bigger star, but also the better fighter. For De La Hoya, May 2nd isn't just about Ryan winning. It's about creating a moment that will be remembered forever. He firmly believes Garcia will shine, proving why he's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing today. And with the focus and determination Ryan is bringing back to the ring, De La Hoya's bold prediction just might come true.
Got the most eyes on you, the most to prove. What's your prediction? What's going to happen May 2nd?
I put Rolly to sleep with a left hook. That's it. That's what you're going to see.
But that is not the way Gervonta Tank Davis sees it. He is not counting out Rolly Romero when he faces Ryan Garcia on May 2nd. Despite Garcia being the clear favorite, Tank warns that Rolly's power is real, and Ryan should not take it lightly. I'm not going to lie, Rolly hits hard. People have been sleeping on Rolly, Tank told Fight Hype. Having shared the ring with both fighters, Davis knows firsthand the kind of danger they bring. He famously stopped Ryan with a body shot in 2023, but when it comes to pure punching power, he believes Rolly might have the edge. He does not have a chin on him, so Rolly is getting caught. But Rolly can hit, bro, like he can hit. He is the only person that I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks were in his gloves.
Put off the upset. Yeah, I don't want to say that's crazy, but yeah, hopefully, bro. Hopefully for the sake of Rolly, he pulled it off. But it's gonna be a good fight. No, you think? Huh?
Someone's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody get knocked out.
Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? Because they both.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard. People be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously. I don't know how to say it. Obviously. But yeah, if he don't got no chin down, so Rolly be getting caught. But Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like he can hit. He's the only person I felt like when he swung.
Tank's take highlights the biggest question in this fight. Can Ryan handle Rolly's power? Everyone knows Romero is vulnerable, having been knocked out by Davis himself and later by Isaac Cruz. But if Garcia walks into one of Rolly's bombs, it could change everything. Tank does not outright pick a winner, but his message is clear. Ryan might be the better boxer, but Rolly is dangerous. If Garcia plays around too much, he might get caught slipping. For Davis, this fight is also personal. If Ryan wins, it sets up a massive rematch with Devin Haney, something Tank will be watching closely. And the way fans see it, with Rolly having no real game plan, he is likely to lose this fight.
What's the game plan to beat Ryan Garcia?
I don't really got a game plan.
Are you talking about in sparring?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
8.
And you think that's relevant to this fight? You think you learned something back then you can take forward to this fight?
Nah, I wasn't really trying to learn that day.
Having no game plan is like walking into a war without preparation. It is dangerous for Rolly. On the other hand, Ryan Garcia is stepping into this fight with full confidence. He does not see Rolly Romero as a real threat. He respects the power, the awkwardness, and the wild energy that Rolly brings. But deep down, he knows there is a gap in skill. Ryan has been in the ring with sharper boxers, faster fighters, and bigger punchers. To him, this is just a stepping stone to bigger things. His focus is not even fully on Rolly. It is on the rematch with Devin Haney, the next big payday, the next big moment. But that does not mean he is taking this fight lightly. He knows he has a job to do, and he plans on handling business in style.
Rolly, he just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight, that you're just going to be a bump.
Many pros, including Ryan himself, believe his speed will be too much for Rolly. Rolly swings hard, but he is slow and leaves himself open. Garcia sees it as an easy read. He knows Rolly is coming in thinking he can land one big shot, but he has dealt with that before. Fighters always believe they can catch him with something, but it never works. Ryan's speed, footwork, and timing are all too sharp. By the time Rolly loads up, Garcia will already be gone, setting traps, making reads, and waiting for his moment to let the left hook fly. However, with Rolly moving up in weight, many fans see it as a perfect advantage for him.
So Rolly going up to 147, there's many possibilities. There's the possibility of him having a better chin, which I'm not sure if he's going to have a better chin. There's probably the possibility of him being faster, stronger at 147. But him moving up to 147, the only thing I think that he's really going to get is him having a better chin, because at 140, he was getting hurt multiple times. His last fight, he didn't get hurt. He's a little bit, if I'm being honest, going to be a little bit more fresher than Ryan Garcia, because, you know,
that left hook has ended fights early before, and Ryan doesn't see why this one should be any different. He is not here to win on points or prove he can go 12 rounds. He wants a knockout. He has been vocal about it, visualized it, and sees himself putting Rolly to sleep, walking away with his hand raised, and immediately shifting the conversation back to Haney. For Garcia, this fight is not just about winning. It is about making a statement. In his mind, the only way this fight lasts long is if he chooses to let it. If he wants to get rounds in, he can take his time, but if he sees the opening, he plans to end it in style.
If I get him out there in 1 or 2 or 3, doesn't matter to me. For me, it's just feeling sharp in camp, feeling sharp going to the ring, confident, and give everybody what they really want, which is that Devin Haney rematch.
If Garcia chooses to end it early, he has the tools to do so. He understands that Romero is not on his level, and the outcome will be entirely in his hands. His precision, speed, and refined technique give him the edge, allowing him to control the fight from start to finish. When the opportunity presents itself, Garcia aims to make a statement, one that proves without question who the better fighter is.
They made that many adjustments, to be honest. Still making a lot of the same mistakes, still kind of fighting the same. His chin actually looks like it's gotten a lot.
Romero might throw a few wild punches, but Garcia isn't concerned. He has taken shots from bigger names and kept moving forward. His confidence isn't just in his skill, it's in his ability to seize the moment. While this fight is being promoted as a competitive matchup, Garcia doesn't see it that way. He envisions himself controlling every round, landing at will, and making Romero look out of place. For him, it's not just about winning. It's about delivering a performance that reminds everyone why he's one of boxing's biggest stars. But if there's anyone who disagrees, it's Romero, who refuses to see Garcia as anything more than a social media sensation, even claiming he has accomplished more than him.
I sparred him. I was only boxing for 3 years. Or 4 years at the time.
You didn't have a really deep amateur background,
I started
right?
boxing at 17.
Okay. And Ryan was a national, like a multinational
Yeah,
champ?
multinational. Started boxing like 5 or something. Damn, it took him that long to evolve somewhat. I'm very impressed. He still hasn't been champion though.
Fair enough.
And the only times that he's ever had the opportunity to be champion was with Gervonta, but instead of trying to sacrifice the extra pound and trying to make 135, he decided not to. And then with Devin, who we clearly know he didn't even try.
However, Ryan Garcia is taking his preparation to a whole new level. He will have his father, KingRy Garcia, in his corner when he faces Rolando Romero. This change comes after a brief reunion with Eddie Reynoso, but due to Reynoso's commitment to Canelo Alvarez's May 3rd fight, Garcia had to adjust his plans. Despite the switch, Garcia has emphasized that his relationship with Reynoso remains strong, and there's a possibility they might work together again in the future.
And then you got the best left. The best left in the world. Vamos.
Having a familiar face like his father in his corner could be a major advantage, or a risky move. KingRy Garcia has been part of Ryan's boxing journey since childhood, guiding him through the amateur ranks and his early professional career. However, he doesn't have the same reputation as top trainers like Eddie Reynoso or Derek James. Ryan has worked with some of the best trainers in boxing, and switching back to his father at this stage of his career raises questions. While familiarity and trust are there, some wonder if KingRy Garcia has the experience to guide his son against elite competition.
When you're doing tequila, when you're smoking, you're doing shrooms, don't do that, because the mind is very sensitive, fragile. It's fragile, especially, they say liquor is bad for you, and if you continue doing it, it gets worse. But if you're doing that and you're doing marijuana and then you're doing shrooms, oh, it's a recipe for disaster. And that's exactly what happened. And I just thank God that look at him now. Doesn't he look better?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course. So,
He looks different.
It's better. It's beautiful. I love it.
Henry, when did you notice that Ryan needed like real help in order to the way he sees right now, in order that he
Ryan has a history of switching trainers. His time with Reynoso helped him sharpen his power punching and overall boxing IQ. But he eventually left, citing a lack of attention from the trainer, who was primarily focused on Canelo Alvarez. Their split led to criticism from Canelo, who questioned Ryan's work ethic. After parting ways with Reynoso, Ryan trained under Joe Goosen, remaining undefeated but showing defensive vulnerabilities. He then joined Derek James, who guided him to a major win over Devin Haney, though that victory was later overturned due to a failed test.
Ryan Garcia did a year ago. How concerned are you with that left hook that he is so proud of?
Not very concerned at all.
At all?
At all.
You're going to defend it? You're going to stop it? How do you...
After serving a suspension, Garcia was expected to reunite with Reynoso for this fight. It seemed like the perfect opportunity to return to the trainer who had previously helped him refine his skills. However, when it became clear that Reynoso would be focused on preparing Canelo for his May 3rd fight against William Skull, Ryan had to adjust his plans. Instead of seeking another elite trainer, he turned to his father. Garcia has expressed confidence in this decision, believing that working with his father will allow him to stay comfortable and fully focused. KingRy Garcia knows his son's strengths and weaknesses better than anyone, and that deep understanding could be crucial as Ryan prepares for Rolly Romero, a dangerous puncher with awkward timing despite his flaws.
Cleans up Rolly?
I do.
Think he wants to fight? Yeah.
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank.
Yeah.
I think he'll be better since fighting Tank.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with the right adjustments, but took it too far, I guess, for the sake of words. But I think that they'll both be better.
Yeah.
And their fight against one another, I don't know how to.
They're both super raw.
Yeah.
I think Ryan got more.
Ryan has also stated that this training camp has gone smoothly despite the late change. He feels prepared and is not second-guessing his decision, believing that his skills and experience matter more than who is in his corner. Confident in his abilities, he has predicted a knockout victory over Rolly Romero with his signature left hook, showing no doubt about the outcome. The stakes for this fight extend far beyond just beating Romero. A potential rematch with Devin Haney is on the horizon if both fighters win on May 2nd. That means Ryan cannot afford any mistakes. Losing to Romero wouldn't just derail his plans, but could also fuel further criticism about his frequent trainer changes.
See him knocking him out. I mean, Rolly's gonna come to fight. There's no doubt about that, but I see Ryan knocking him out.
With the left hook, or what are you predicting?
Left hook, right hand. Ryan's gonna come down.
Another layer to the situation is that Teofimo Lopez is also fighting on the May 2nd card, defending his WBO super lightweight title against Arnold Barboza. Ryan has already mentioned Lopez as a future opponent, and if both fighters secure dominant wins, a showdown between them could become a major event. For now, Garcia remains focused on the task at hand. He knows Romero will try to make the fight rough and unpredictable, while Rolly is confident, dismissing the Haney rematch and insisting he will beat Ryan. Garcia believes he is simply the superior fighter and plans to prove it when they step into the ring.
And see who would really win in the fight. You know what I mean? Because in sparring, anything can happen. You know what I mean? Like anything can happen. But when it's real, when it's for everything, who wins?
Okay, who wins?
Me personally, I believe Ryan Garcia.
Knockout or by point?
I would say that fight ends in a knockout either.
What do you think will happen on fight night? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates on all the latest boxing action.